enjoy the conversation with Sarah. We'll see you back here in 20 minutes. Oh my goodness, Sarah, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so excited to have you on today. I am so thrilled for you guys to meet Sarah. I've got to work with her in Passive Earners and another program of mine, so I've got to know Sarah super well. Sarah has not one, two, but she has like 3 different big things going on, and I'm so excited for her to share. So Sarah, welcome. I'm so excited to talk about your Etsy shop today and all the things you got going. So introduce yourself.
All right, my name's Sarah, and I am a full-time doctor, full-time mom, Etsy owner, and private business owner now, thanks to Tanner.
Amazing.
Yeah, and so I have been, let's see, a passive earner since it started. Prior to that, I was in Design Make Sell. Been an MGL member for, I don't know, 3 years.
So awesome.
Now, I think. Yeah, so
incredible. So when you texted me that your conversion rate was in the 7 percentile, like I had, when you were at like averaging a 7% conversion, I'm like, yes, yes, yes. We need to bring you on and just share your story of your Etsy shop, because I really want everyone at home to see you as an example of someone who is a doctor, who owns your own private practice, and has time for an Etsy shop. Because so many people are watching this at home that may be in passive earners, that may be considering starting an Etsy shop, and they're like, Tanner, I don't have time. But somehow you've made time for it. So tell me, from September, what was your Etsy shop doing? Like, were you getting traction yet? Like, what did that look like?
Yeah, so I had started my Etsy shop like maybe a year ago and didn't have a ton of traction. And so when Passive Earners came out, that was a huge boost to really not just throwing things on Etsy and like, you know, throw spaghetti against the wall, I guess you call it. Yeah, trying to figure it out. But really kind of looking at product mixes and seeing where things were selling and where my things were selling and really what people were looking for. And so kind of putting that piece together, it started to gain traction. And then I found a specific niche that has really boosted that traction. And that's
so fun. Helpful. So when it comes to, I think the first thing I really want to like hit home is like, how do you make time with all the things you have going on? Like, how do you make time for your Etsy shop?
Okay, so it is it's a commitment, right? Like, it's hard work, and you have to decide if I want it or if I don't want it. And I think it was easy for me before when I came home from my first, you know, my actual daytime job, like just to sit down and veg out and, you know, go down the rabbit hole of social media or whatever it is that people, whatever your thing is to help your brain shut down. But you have to really think about, if you're going to have a successful business, about blocking that time. Like, okay, when
what was your time? Did you have committed time blocks, or were you not, like, were you more free flow in the beginning?
In the beginning, totally free flow. Like, I'll admit, when I first started, I was like, I'm just going to throw it on there and see what happens. And if somebody orders something, I guess I'll make it. But really committing the time, like whatever time that is, however much time you want to put towards it. But really putting in the times for research, what people want, and where you can really be different than everybody else. And so kind of committing that time, like, no, maybe I didn't really want to go down, you know, and spend the time in my office for an hour or two, but that's what I needed to do. And so that's what we did.
I love it. Yeah. And on average, as you're building your Etsy shop, how many hours a week do you think that you, since September, October, have been giving it?
Oh, probably 10 or 11.
Okay.
Not like a ton, but like actual dedicated time.
Yeah, that's a really good amount, I feel like. Yeah. And you feel like, I love thinking about it in like a 3 or 4 step. Like, do your product research, then go through and like make some designs happening, and then make some listings happen, and then, you know, give it time. Do you have any tips for like your listing flow?
Learning really the ins and outs of Etsy, what what makes Etsy's search engine find you and how to leverage that, like just in the wording and in Passive Burners, they teach you how to word things in the title and how to do your tags and to really catch the system and how the system works and works for you, like make it work for you. Watching the stats, I'm a stats nerd, but watching the stats and like, oh, okay, when are people buying? When I notice, people like to buy things on Saturday and Sunday nights. That must be within the rabbit hole of Etsy.
Yes, when they're home shopping.
Yes, so you have to, if you're going to have a sale, then you hit it at that piece of time. You like just watching those trends and learning, and Passive Burners is great for that because they can teach you all those pieces that it's really Etsy's a business, and there's a lot of work to do and there's a lot of helpful things, but if you don't know they're there, then you can't utilize it to help your business.
How long, I don't know if I didn't prep you with this question. How long did it take from joining Passive Earners to get traction with your shop? I don't know if it was your first sale, but once you started seeing like consistency in your shop, or your first sale, once you started taking it serious with your listings and your titles and research, like how long did it take?
Probably 3 or 4 months.
Okay.
And I'm not very patient, so I really like. Well, I'm in Passive Burners. It should just start rolling in.
It's magic,
right? It should be magic. Yeah. But just learning the process behind it, I think is super important while you're building your listings and making them good listings, not just random pictures that you're throwing up. Pictures are huge, and like not
they're
just
gonna make or break.
Yes, between your product and another, and not really underselling yourself either. Like when you're doing your research, obviously I don't pick the highest price, but I'm not gonna sell dirt cheap either, because that's not gonna.
Where it's like, wait, why is it so cheap?
Right.
That's what I always question. I'm like, wait, how are they making any money?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
That's incredible. I love it. So after the 3 or 4 months, what did you start seeing as the first thing to get traction? Like, was there a certain standout listing?
Yes, there was I had the 2 that started to stand out that people were really, buying more often than others. And so I really tried to make, better photos for those. I'm like, well, if it's drawing people, let's add more photos. Let's add better photos. Let's better lighting. My 16-year-old daughter is super helpful with photos. So, involving other people in to try to, what do you think about this? And she's like, no, that doesn't look good. So just really working on presentation that will really attract from the same card that somebody else is probably selling. And then, being competitive in price, but not underselling it either. And just really paying attention to the quality of the project that you're making.
Yes.
Like, don't just throw it together. Don't be like, oh, it's got a wrinkle, it's fine. No. Do it again.
Yeah. Now, you have do you sell mainly physical items?
Mainly physical.
Love it. Yes. So you're coming up with the full project and then throwing it out there and seeing what happens and all that, right?
Yes.
Love it. Let's talk about how, as a doctor and a business owner and an Etsy shop owner, how did you choose physical, or did physical choose you?
I would say physical chose me.
Okay.
I just by the route of what I was making, and I'm not a huge designer as far as
you're not having fun playing in Canva all day.
Right. Yeah. Like, I can do it. I do it for my business, and I use it for making, the pictures that I use. Like, that's how I make great pictures, is using Canva. And so took the Canva course with Maker's Gonna learned all about Canva. So and my sister and my daughter also bounced ideas off of them.
Yay.
But really using that to leverage the photos. But I'm not super creative in a situation where I'm just creating it from scratch, like the design piece.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you are comfortable sharing or not. Feel free not to. What is it that you're seeing to be like that main thing to sell, like that you're making and selling? What do you feel like is like the standoff product for you right now?
Our hottest product are ducks.
So fun.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
And they're made with the laser?
Made with a 3D printer,
3D printer.
3D filament.
So cool.
Yeah,
And how did you find that through doing market research?
we did. We started with like creating groups of rubber ducks to sell, and thought, oh, people like these, and so that was a cheaper way to start than buying a 3D printer and print your own ducks. Like I said, I'm not designing, so we pay people to design the actual files,
Cool.
and then which is great for them because they don't want to print them. They design them and we print them and sell them. And so we decided. Then we have people sending us messages like, "Hey, can you make a duck with this on it? Can you make a duck with this on it?"
And these are all strangers.
Yes.
I think that's the best testimony of like people like are just biting to buy from you so much that they're willing to like someone somewhere else in the world is on Etsy. They find your shop to no work other than make your listing, and they get in there. And not only do they want to buy, they want to like message and ask for custom, or they're really. I feel like the Etsy buyer is just built different. Like they're not the Walmart buyer. They're not on Amazon. Like they are looking for unique. They are looking for handmade, and they're willing to pay for it.
Oh yeah. Like for instance, we have a lady that's been messaging us this week who, she bought one of our ducks, and then she was like, "Hey, can you make it with this for a vet duck for my daughter? She's a veterinarian. Don't want it to look like a doctor. I want it to look like vet." So we talked to our design guy. I'm like, "Hey, can you make this duck with a little dog or whatever?" And he's like, "Sure." And so we got a prototype and we sent it to him and said, our normal duck is X price, but this is a special made duck, and
Just for you.
Yeah. And she's like, "Oh, well, I'll buy that."
That's amazing.
Yeah. So it's interesting, and she came up with the idea, like, "Hey, I want this duck," and you're like, "Oh, okay."
You're like, I never thought about a vet duck.
Right.
How much more did she have to pay for this vet duck?
Like $70 more.
How much did the duck end up costing?
I think she bought 2 for $100.
No way. That's what I'm saying. Like people on Etsy are built different.
Right.
Because they're looking.
They want that personalized that they can give someone. It's a lot of giving. I feel like people get on there to get a unique gift instead of going to a box store or whatever.
Yeah.
That uniqueness. So I think that they're willing to.
I think in Passive Earners Society, I think that's the hardest part. So when it goes back to like the 3 or 4 months of you experimenting and being, I'm assuming you were just being curious and like being open. The biggest hurdle I see people that want to build an Etsy shop struggling with is that they want to put 3 to 5 listings out, and then they want to stop and wait. It's like, okay, I did the work. Where is the result? What would you say to that?
I would say that that's not going to get you anywhere quickly. It's never a quick process. I feel like we are conditioned. I am conditioned to want results fast, right?
Me too. I'm guilty too.
Right? But I think this is a process, and it's distinguishing yourself from other people. And it took, 50 listings to get some traction.
Wait. Can we slow down?
Yeah.
It took 50 listings. How did you feel leading up to 50 listings and not having the sales? Like, what was going on in your head?
I'm not built for this. This is not my, I can deliver babies and all that kind of things, but this is not my forte. But I kept listening to you and Passive Earners, and it'd be like, hey, you got to keep going. Like, it's not overnight, and it's a process, and,
It really is the part of, and anyone that's like struggling or in the middle, this is like the messy middle. This is normal in all business, all things. It's really figuring out exactly how you're going to show up when it's not working, and you don't know what you don't know. And I think that's the hardest part for so many people. You didn't learn what was going to be a standout niche for you until you got over 50 listings.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can get traction at 20 listings, sometimes within the first 5 to 10. But the sooner that you're willing to just keep going, keep pushing, I think the best emotion to bring when you're building a business is curiosity of like, what will people think of this?
Right.
Like, I come out with new stuff all the time in our Etsy shops and in our business. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if this is going to work. Right. Like,
Right.
yeah. So I love it. And you have been able to average, I think we were looking at the stats before, anywhere from 5 to 9% conversion rate this year in your Etsy shop. That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, I didn't realize that that was crazy until I
I mean,
heard
that means people are buying.
right. And I was like, oh, you know, because in your mind, at least in my mind, I should say, like 3 to 5 to 7% is like so low. Like, yeah, I want like 90%, which is not realistic, right? But
Yeah.
in your mind, you're like, well, that seems really low. But when you kind of look at it overall, that's really, it's stable. And that's what you want to maintain, that stability of.
I think when you're in the 3 to 5%, that would be more industry average. But as you're pacing that 7 to 9%, you're like, oh, I know their pain points.
Yes.
Like, I'm really knowing their pain points. And when you're closer to a 3% conversion rate, think about how many more views that it takes to get a buyer compared to a triple. You know, from 3 to 9, you're tripling your conversion. That means you can get a third of the views and still get the buyer, right? So it's really, working on that conversion rate has been really awesome for you. I mean, obviously for your shop, but what have you been doing to see that go up? Or is it more listings? Is it, again, like what you're talking about, like more optimizing the listings?
Optimizing. I'm always looking at the SEO, trying to optimize what works best. Like trying to get those single phrases or single word phrases and then multiple words that kind of back to back in your SEO and your title to try to bite more for the Etsy. And then the more you sell, my understanding from Etsy behind the scenes is they move it up on what presents to people searching. So, yeah, it's trying to use the system and knowing how the system works and optimizing your listing. And the other thing I did was add more options to each and focus on holidays. So, like, we did a special one for Valentine's Day, and we did one for Christmas, and it is still selling, and I don't know why, but
you're still selling Christmas? Let's go! Let's go!
Like, why are you buying this? It's not even Christmas. I'm like, I don't know. Just
don't even question it. They're celebrating Christmas in April.
Right? We're getting ready.
Getting ready.
I don't know. But you know, when we did one for St. Patty's Day, which was a big.
Did people buy it?
Yeah.
It's crazy. On average, how many orders are you getting, like, on a week, or like, are you seeing consistency overall?
Yeah, I was trying to think. It's so weird. Like I said, Saturdays, Sundays, your views go up.
Your hot days.
But then your conversion rate sometimes is a little lower because
they're prowling. Sometimes we don't want the static prowlers.
I also offer people the discount if you put it in your cart, but don't buy. I'll send them that little 10%.
Love that.
Hey,
we love that.
Cart. Here's 10%. I always send a thank you percentage off for their next visit, so I have a lot of repeat buyers.
Yeah.
Which is good, right? Like I want to see them come back, and I want them to be like, "Ooh, what new thing do they have?"
What new duck does she got? She's got the Christmas duck. The Christmas duck's still here.
Yeah. So working on that, and just modifying what we have. Like, oh, let's change this duck color to this, which doesn't require a new design build. It's just a different duck.
Option.
And then adding options to the listing, not necessarily adding more listings, but adding like variations.
One thing I think that is going to stand out for me in this case study and interview is that you're not just putting a listing up and moving to what the next one is. You're really stewarding well the listings that are treating you well, like the ones that are getting the views. Like you're looking to make them better, and I think people sleep on that.
Yeah,
all the time.
Like, if this is a good listing, what if we change this color?
Yeah.
Like, what if we change this piece of the deck?
And that's part of what's fun with Etsy is you can see sometimes it does take 30 days of optimization. It can, but you know, it's really fun to see what a small tweak can do. Welcome back. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited to bring